offer the best grooming products for you, Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. Make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. So get in style with the black, company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, the black gentleman, company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury,
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yo. What's good? It's Stormy B, man. And I am back. Welcoming you to Kung Fu Film Focus for this Thursday, August 15th, 2024. And tonight we're revisiting a title that is from 1980. A film that, if you are a true aficionado of the Kung Fu film, you'll know this film. You will have heard of it. And I'll tell you something. It was a film that, if you saw it in the theaters like I did, it gave you a great deal of feeling because it was action-packed. It starred some guys that you were very familiar with from the genre. And it gave you the type of action that was hard-hitting, fast-paced at the time. And it didn't disappoint. We're talking about a film by the title of The Buddha Assassinator. From 1980. This film is a straight Kung Fu film from the genre, also known as The Buddha Killer and Shogun Massacre. It was released in Hong Kong in May of 1980, and it was made in Cantonese. Directed by Richard Tong Chin Hu, and it starred Mang Hoi and Wang Jung Lee. Wang Jung Lee is a guy from Korea who you will remember from the Secret Rivals films and was an expert martial artist, a magnificent kicker. But Mang Hoi is someone that you will have seen even from the time that he was about 10 to 14 years old in film. He grew up in the industry, and by this time he was a young man where he could play a lead role. And this film is taken from that era of when Jackie Chan was doing his Snake in the Eagle's Shadow from 1978 and Drunken Master. The type of action that those films brought, often action directed by Yuen Wu-ping, and also co-starring Wang Jung Lee. This film was action directed by Chen Yuen-san, and Chen Yuen-san is a veteran Hong Kong stuntman, action guy, actor, and you've seen him play plenty of baddies in the film. But this film, he wasn't playing a baddie. He had a co-starring role where he basically played a character named San Lu, who was a renegade monk from the Shaolin Temple who liked to eat dog meat, and he lived like a vagrant, a bum. And he was a mentor to Mang Hoi and taught Mang Hoi a lot of his Shaolin Buddhist fist style. Wang Jung Lee plays a prince, and this is supposed to be during the Qing dynasty, where the Qing was trying to squash a number of rebels who were trying to put the Qings down. So that was something that was presented in this film. Familiar tropes that if you watched enough kung fu films, you kind of get a little bit familiar with what these stories mean. It basically sets out for revenge, as most kung fu films do. And the action was tight. So this is the film we're talking about this evening, and we're going to revisit what the story is. Now, as I said, it stars Mang Hoi, and we've got Wang Jung Lee. And Wang Jung Lee playing a prince in this film is still a villain at the end of the day. Chen Yuen-san, who helped co-action direct the film, choreographer for the film, along with Corey Yuen-kwa. Now, Corey Yuen, I see we've got a person in the chat that says R.I.P. Corey Yuen. Corey Yuen is a Hong Kong director, choreographer, and someone who has been close to the martial art films since the early 70s. His dad was Yuen Sit-tun, and that is the gentleman that you remember who played the drunken master who taught Jackie Chan in both Snake in the Eagle's Shadow as well as the Drunken Master film. He has brothers, Yuen Wu-ping and Yuen Yak-san. There are several of the Yuen. They actually refer to them as the Yuen clan because there's so many brothers. I think there's 6. But Corey became a director in his own right. He directed films by Jet Li. He was choreographer for a number of films during the late 70s, early 80s. He made some action films, and he starred alongside Wang Jung Lee a couple of times as well in films like, I'm trying to think of one of the more popular titles that he starred in. I'm trying to, what is the name of that film? Forgive me. There's a film he did with Wong Ching Lee that was very popular. Dance of the Drunken Menace. There we go. Dance of the Drunken Menace was a film that he did, and he was, they called, in that film, they called Wong Ching Lee Rubber Legs, and he was the student of Rubber Legs in that film. So if you remember them roaming the provinces and countrysides trying to find the drunken master, it was a very well choreographed film. Again, Yuen Kwai was a guy who did so much work behind the scenes. But these films were action-packed. And Mang Hoi, you may remember, if you saw Enter the Dragon, he had a little cameo in Enter the Dragon when they were on that sampan boat, and Bruce Lee had the run-in with the Australian guy who was like, "What's your style?" And Bruce Lee said, "My style is, you can call it the art of fighting without fighting." And he was like, "Show me some of it." And Bruce Lee was like, "Don't you think we need more room?" And the guy was like, "Where else?" He was like, "That island on the beach." Now they out in the middle of the ocean. And he was like, "We could take this boat." And then he was like, "Okay." And he climbs down to get in the boat. And Bruce unties the boat that was attached to the sampan. And he lets the little boat that the guy got in, the Australian, Peter Archer, he lets it go out to keep him off of the main sampan because he was causing so many problems. And as he told him, he's like, "Don't be trying to pull on the rope because I'll let it go," you know. And Peter Archer was sitting on the sampan, on the little side boat, and there's a little boy that Bruce Lee taps on the head and hands him the rope. That's Mang Hoi, but he was a much smaller kid. I think he was about 10 or 12 years old at the time. But he's the star of this film. And he had very good martial arts. Bears a striking resemblance to Yuen Biu, or Biu Yuen, and very popular at the time. He could do stunts, he could do acrobatics, but he was given an opportunity to be a lead in this film, and he did very well opposite Wong Ching Lee. Actually, his kung fu in this film, the Buddhist fist styles that he practiced, there was less acrobatics in this film, even though it was directed by Corey Yuen, as opposed to Corey's brother, Yuen Wu Ping. But Mang Hoi was able to handle a lot of the choreography. So a lot of the hand movements and foot movements, being able to kick and do the Buddhist fist styles, he excelled. And it looked great on film, and without the acrobatics, he fared even better than Jackie Chan, because a lot of people don't realize that though he grew up with the Seven Little Fortunes, Jackie's martial arts wasn't as crisp as a lot of his contemporaries. For whatever reason, Jackie was kind of stiff, even though he could do acrobatics and everything, but he didn't take to strict choreography of styles very well, which is why when he became a star, he would use a little bit of martial arts and then kind of put his spin on things, because he just wasn't versed in doing the styles real strict, leading to, and when he made his film The Drunken Master, where it was the modern day Drunken Master, and he was in there with Pops. Pops was the action director for that film, and he and Jackie had a falling out over Jackie not wanting to do the Hung style more stringent, with Pops being the action director. So he actually fired Pops and did the choreography for the film, the rest of the choreography for himself, because he just didn't want to stick to the traditional forms. And a lot of people didn't know that. If you follow the Kung Fu films, you may know that already, but it's a little side story. But Mang Hoi was able to handle the choreography in this film very well. It's just that he has a little bit of a cherubic face. His face is a lot rounder than Yuan Biao, but they do look a lot alike. But his face was kind of round, fatty, but he wasn't a fat guy. He just kind of a thick build, but not fat. But his face was very cherubic. But yeah, that's what it was with that. So, but in this film, he handled the choreography quite nicely, especially playing opposite Yuan Chat-san and Wang Ching Lee, because Wang Ching Lee was a real life Korean martial artist. He was known to teach Korean military martial arts and is noted for actually killing a man with a kick to the head. Famously, yes. And he had been around since about 1974 when he made Secret Rivals with Don Wong Tao and John Liu. So that's how long he had been around. He came on the scene just after the passing of Bruce Lee, and it would have been wonderful to see him play opposite Bruce Lee, because his martial arts skill set was on par, that he would have fared very well on the screen opposite Lee. In fact, Wang In-sik, who's also Korean and a student of Ji Han-jae, they were Hapkido experts from Korea, but those two they could not hold a candle to Wang Ching Lee. Wang Ching Lee is an outstanding martial artist. He's still around today, still looks the same, just a few years older, you know, but his martial arts were excellent. Let me go to the chat real quick, see who we got in the building this evening. We got the Jab Jamboree out there with Ak Reacher, my man, saying salute sensei. Shogun 76 is in the building saying salute to the Kung Fu family. What's going on with you, Shogun? I know you got this one in your collection, brother. If you don't have it in your collection, shame on you. But I know you got it. I know you got it. Universal Truth is out there saying salute sensei with some channel emojis. Appreciate you. Abysmal Fiend is out there. He also says, and RIP to Mang Hoi too. Yeah, Mang Hoi passed away a few years ago. Mang Hoi had intestinal cancer, and he passed away. I think he was a smoker. Michael Ray II is in the building saying salute Stormy. And Queen 71 is out there with us this evening saying salute sensei, listening while working. Glad to provide you a form of entertainment to make you pass through your shift easier there, Queen. And thank you for gracing us with your presence for the Kung Fu Film Focus this evening. We appreciate you. Yeah. Rounding out the cast, we have veterans Lung Fei, who is always noted to play villains. He's a co-villain alongside of an apprentice of the prince, played by Wang Ching Lee in this film. And then we have Fang Fang. Fang Fang is a veteran actress from Kung Fu films from the early 70s and mid 70s. And she was well known to even have fight scenes in her films, and she was very adept at hanging in there. But in this film, she's playing a mentor to Mang Hoi's character. They're also joined by another veteran of the film who's known as Ho Pei Wei. and he and Lung Fei are two apprentices who work for the prince in Wang Qing Li. As I stated earlier, the film is directed by Richard Chen-Hu, who is a veteran actor and director from the era, and he directed a couple of films and starred alongside the likes of Jimmy Wong Yu in films like Beach of the War Gods and such. So he had been around for a long time. But this film is considered like an independent film. It wasn't made by one of the major film studios, but it brought pretty much what you want to see during that era. Also in 1980, there was another Buddhist film called The Buddhist Fist, which I did a review on that one already. And again, Yuan Wu Ping directed that film, and he gave a great account during that film. The action was outstanding, and the story was quite interesting as well. So that was a film that we had a chance to really talk about in one of the other Kung Fu film focuses. But again, the Buddhist fist style, which is a real Shaolin style, it was popular. I do believe that the Buddhist fist may have been first, but I'm not 100% on that. I have to double check the dates of the film. In fact, I could check that for you right now. Let me check the date of the Buddhist fist, because I had it when I did the review, but I don't have it in front of me presently. Yeah, it was released the same month, a few days before this film. So maybe Corey and his elder brother Yuan, Wu Ping, maybe Corey talked to him and was like, hey, let's do some films on the Buddhist arts. You know what I'm saying? So, but they were both popular films, independently made, and entertained audiences tremendously with the action. Shamar Rashan Shalom is in the building saying salute to the sensei. What's going on with you, man? Glad to see you there. Smash the like button as you come in. But yeah, we're just talking about some good Kung Fu here in this film. Now, the story goes that Mang Hoi's character is like, he's like a wayward kid, and his mentor is the Shaolin rebel played by Chen Yu-san, and he likes to get his uncle dog food, dog meat, because the monks are not supposed to eat meat. But by he being a rebellious monk, he always sends Mang Hoi to go get him some food and some wine and stuff, sort of like the drunken master. It's a play on that because those type of films were popular. You had the mentor, the student, and things of that nature. But he comes across a guy that's hiding out in the Shaolin temple who turns out to be not a real monk. And Mang Hoi was kind of on to the guy, and he realized and recognized that there was something strange about him. But he comes upon the prince where this fake monk is targeted for assassination. And because he's familiar with that fake monk, when the assassination attempt takes place, Mang Hoi's character is like, assassin, assassin. He rolls out that warning, and the prince's guards are able to capture that guy, and they basically take him out or whatever. But then the prince wants to meet Mang Hoi because he sends his guys, his main guards, Lung Fei, after him to find out who he is, and he was like, why did you yell out assassin? He was like, because I saw the guy about to pull a weapon and thought he was gonna attack, and I just yelled assassin, assassin. So the prince was ingratiated to him because he showed face by saving the prince's life, even though the monks from the temple, and including his mentor played by Chen Yue-san, they don't like that prince because he's representing the Qing, and Mang Hoi was too young to really, care about that stuff, the politics and everything. He thought he was doing a good deed. So the prince is ingratiated to him and invites him to come to the palace, and tells him, you could come here, you saved my life, you're welcome to come around and come visit and everything. So Mang Hoi is like, wow. He was like, this is really cool. And he was really innocent in the situation. But he realizes that the prince treats him nice. So he tells his mentor about it. And his mentor, Chen Yue-san, is like, okay, what do you know about this prince? And he was like, oh, he's treating me well. He's doing this, he's doing that. And he was like, get closer to him and find out more about him. He was like, see if you can learn what kind of kung fu he knows and this and that. So it's like both sides play in the middle. Mang Hoi doesn't really know because his mentor didn't tell him why he needs to know all of these things, because he feels like if he lets Mang Hoi know everything, maybe in his rebellious self in himself, he will pull away and not want to cooperate. So the prince befriends him. The prince's guards, played by Long Fei and Ho Po Wei, they are jealous of the prince's treatment of Mang Hoi, and they're always trying to see if they could find a way to see if he's a spy or whatever. And the prince has basically told them to leave him alone, and that doesn't mean that they do. They still behind the scenes. They're trying to get at the kid. Well, I tell you, in these kung fu movies, man, the double crossing is at an all-time high. It's like no matter what you do, these guys are always double crossing and backbiting and backstabbing. So it's like it's hilarious. If you know what I mean, you watch many kung fu films, you can see this stuff, man. Shamar says, great flick this was. Oh, you saw it? That's good, man. It's good that you saw it. Very entertaining, great kung fu in this film. And Wang Ching Lee's character, the prince, he practices his own type of Buddhist fist and eagle mixed in with eagle claw and stuff like that. And he's got this thing he does like a sleeping fist type of deal, multiple styles. And Mang Hoi is like spying on him when he's practicing, because he tells him, you're welcome to come to the palace, but the one thing you can't do is you can't watch me train in my kung fu. And he keeps his kung fu secret because he's trying to squash the other kung fu in the provinces, especially anything that comes out of Shaolin, because the prince is a part of the Qing dynasty and he wants to help crush the Shaolin, because the Shaolin teach rebels how to fight, and that's like a faction that's always against their empire. Politics. So yeah, that was something that so Mang Hoi is spying on him, watching him do his style. He goes back and reports to his uncle, and the uncle is like, oh, he's practicing that style, huh? So it's really tripped out. But along the way, there's plenty of opportunity for Mang Hoi to display his kung fu, especially with Long Fei and Ho Po Wei trying to set up scenarios to see and entrap him as a rebel and a spy. And they try to set up some fights. There's a funny scene where Ho Po Wei was told by the prince to take Mang Hoi into town and to look out after him and everything. But he had set up some guys, he and Long Fei set up some guys to start a fight with Mang Hoi. and then he kind of steps out, but he's watching the fight all the time. But he watches Mang Hoi fight the guys and everything. And then when it gets back to the prince, that Mang Hoi tells the prince that, yeah, we was out and the guys attacked me, and Hu Pu Wei didn't even help. He left. He left me there. And then the prince was like, what? I told you to watch him and everything. And Hu Pu Wei was like, no, sir, I just happened to step out and, you know, when the fight started or whatever. Mang Hoi was like, no, you didn't. You watched those guys kick my ass. He snitched on him. Man, it was hilarious. And then the prince told Mang Hoi, he was like, I want you to go over there. He's like, you know Kung Fu? He was like, yeah, I studied a little bit. He was like, I can fight, you know. He was like, well, go over there and hit Hu Pu Wei. You know, use some of your Kung Fu on him. He walks over the old boy and he starts bitch slapping him like, psh, psh, psh. And then the prince is like, okay, that's enough. Because he wasn't even doing Kung Fu. He was just slapping old boy because he left him in the tea house to get into a fight, and he didn't help him like the prince had told him. If anything go down, make sure you help him. And he said, and when the prince said, okay, that's enough of that, that's enough, he tells Hu Pu Wei, Mang Hoi says, I'll sort you out later. I was cracking up. It was some good stuff, man. It's like the movie is entertaining, but you gotta like Kung Fu films for this to really, you know, hit home for you. But Shamar Rashan is saying facts 100. He's laughing too because he say he's seen the movie, so he knows what I'm talking about. It's like he told old boy, go use some of your Kung Fu on Hu Pu Wei. He was like, okay. And he walked over there and just started bitch slapping old boy. And you know he couldn't fight back because the prince is standing there, right? And the prince was like, okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. He tells old boy, I'll sort you out later. Meaning he gonna really get him, you know. I loved it, man. Very entertaining. And he did get a chance to exact his revenge on Lung Fei and Hu Pu Wei. You know what I mean? And in the meantime, his uncle runs across the prince. And then they have a duel. Because it's like, you know, he was trying to figure out, you know, what the renegade monk, who he finds out there's Mang Hoi's mentor, he wants to know what he knows, right? So he, you know, they have a fight and he defeats him easily. So he's not worried about him because he's like, his Kung Fu is not good or whatever. But yeah, Mang Hoi, man, he gets into several more fights throughout the movie. It is so funny though. But Shamar says he straight slapped him the fuck up. Yeah, he did, man. It's like, and then, you know, old boy couldn't do nothing back, so he was just taking the blows. And he went and told Lung Fei later, we got to get that son of a gun. He's like, I got to get my revenge. Man, I tell you, these movies be, hey, listen, you guys got to watch these films yourself, man, because there's a lot of tropes that are familiar about these films. And you just got to check them out, man. You just got to check them out. I enjoy these films big time. I enjoy them. And I tell you, it's like a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be had here. You know, I'm going to put an image up here, which is the, let me take some of the actors down first. Take these guys down. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to put this image up here to show you guys. This is one of the original theatrical poster cards for the movie. And you can see the large image is Wang Cheng Li. In the middle there is Mang Hoi. And on the lower left there is Yuan Chat San, who plays the monk, the renegade monk, like the old drunken master or whatever. But this film is action-packed, man. It's a lot of stuff going on in here. Turns out that they end up teaching Mang Hoi some of the extra Buddha fist styles that he wasn't aware of. And then later in the film, when he has a final showdown with Wang Cheng Li, he brings out those styles. And man, he's kicking Wang Cheng Li's butt until Wang Cheng Li breaks out his sleeping fist style, and that kind of befuddles him. But the action is crisp. It's crisp and very sharp. I enjoy this, and I just watched it again earlier today, just to keep it fresh in my mind. But yeah, great action here. Shamar says Mang Hoi was a simpleton that was being used by both sides. Yeah, that's why when I said earlier, Shamar, when I said it was both sides playing against the middle, that's what I meant. And but it's okay because he still proved his prowess that he could fight. You know what I mean? And it's funny how, like, you could look at him as a kid and be like, that kid is goofy or whatever, but the kid could fight though. That's the thing. And when he was doing those little styles, like when he was taught how to roll that ball between his hands, and then, you know, to do that fist form, that Buddha fist form, and then he do his hands in the prayer motion. When he was fighting Wang Cheng Li and he was doing that, man, that kid was rocking that style, bro. He was rocking that style. And like I said, in some ways a lot better than Jackie Chan, because he knew Kung Fu. It's like Mang Hoi really knew Kung Fu as well. And you could see his proficiency in his movements. A lot different from Jackie. You know, Jackie would do stuff. He'd turn to the side, do a flip, do some stuff. And Jackie's movement was always like he's on a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like a hop. But Mang Hoi in this film, fighting against the same guys that Jackie has fought against in his films, Mang Hoi was just rolling through there, man. He was just just going. And he looked great doing it, you know. So I give him a lot of credit for what he was able to do in this film. And the action was excellent. You know, I've said it several times, but it's exactly what was worth it for that genre at that time. I think he was even in a film with Brandon Lee. When one of Brandon Lee's first films in Hong Kong, Mang Hoi was in there with him. Can't think of that film right now with Brandon, but what's the name of that film? Let me look it up real quick. Because Mang Hoi, he was all right. You know, he was all right. What did he play in? Legacy of Rage. That's what he was in. He was in Brandon Lee's Legacy of Rage. Yeah, Legacy of Rage. But he was in Jackie Chan's Dragon Lord. He was in Yuan Wu Ping. I mean, he was in Wang Chen Lee's Hitman in the Hand of Buddha, which is a film that I haven't had a chance to cover that film yet.
Harrison Ford played General Thaddeus.
I haven't had a chance to play that, review it, but I intend to. Let's see here. What the hell? I'm trying to get my... Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to reconnect my earpiece so I could hear. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, Mang Hoi, he was in a lot of films, man. Shaolin Mantis, Into the Fat Dragon, Dirty Tiger, Crazy Frog, Warriors 2, what else? Zoo, The Warriors from the Magic Mountain, Iron Fisted Monk, Call Me Dragon, Little Godfather from Hong Kong. He's been around a while. He was born in 1958. He passed away last year in October. Like I said, he had cancer of the esophagus, intestinal cancer. So, yeah. But a pretty good little stunt man, pretty good little role player, character actor in the Hong Kong films. Mang Hoi. But yeah, anybody got any questions about this film or any of the guys that played in it? You know, very strong film by Corey Yuen and Yuen Chat-san, who were the action choreographers for this. I like to try to answer questions sometimes if anybody got any questions on the films. Wait a minute. Just trying to... Mang Hoi. Original theatrical poster. Yeah, trying to put that back up there. Put the actors back up there. See here. Yeah, change the imagery around a little bit. Put myself on screen. I think this is the latest I've ever put myself on the screen in the Kung Fu Film Focus, but I just wanted you guys to enjoy the other imagery up there. You didn't see what I looked like before, but just thought I'd put you know, put some other images up there depicted in this film. You know, I got a couple images that I could put up here, screen stills, screenshots from the film. Yeah. Shamar is asking, Sensei, which Buddhist Fist movie did you enjoy more? I think I enjoyed this one more, but the other one, the Buddhist Fist, that end fight between Choi Soo-ming and the other Ewan brother, man, that end fight scene between those two, that was awesome, man. Especially when Choi Soo-ming, when he did that hand movement, and then he did it and broke it down like, man, I was like, look at that dude. Some of those styles, man, when they do the forms, man, it's awesome, bro. I be looking at that, I be like, damn, I want to learn how to do that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, some of those images is like, you know, here's an image of the prince over there on the far left, and Long Fei in the middle in the red robe. This is right when that assassination attempt was on him in the film. But he's walking through the village, you know. But yeah, I watch these movies, man. I just enjoy them for the entertainment value, you know, just enjoy them. Shamar, which one did you enjoy more? Which one did you enjoy more? Yeah, put different images up there so you guys could see them. Wan Chen Lee played a great villain too, man. He's always playing a pretty damn good villain. And if you've ever noticed that when he's in a film as the villain, it usually takes more than one dude to take him down. It's like he'd be so good that he'd be damn near invincible by, you know, going against him, you know, by yourself. So, you know, you have to be careful when you're in there with Wan Chen Lee, you know. Shamar says that last fight scene from the other flick, Buddhist Fist, he said was crazy work, Sensei. So I don't know, it's a toss-up. Well, I'm talking about the film I enjoyed most was this one. But the Buddhist Fist, that end fight scene is like, it's insane. That's a hell of a fight scene. And remember the character in there that was, they called him Big Little Foot, because he had one foot that was bigger than the other. Big Little Foot. And he was supposedly a killer and stuff. It was like, man, they didn't know who was the real killer. That movie is tripped out. But leave it to the Chinese, man. They could make those films like that and switch up the characters and everything. And next thing you know, the least guy you expect be the hero and stuff like that. It's like, it's real crazy. Yeah, Shamar says it made the whole flick since say that last fight. Yeah, man. You know, again, when those choreographers get together and they do their thing, it's nothing like watching them put together some real good fights, man, and have these characters play out and do things. And the talent between these men, it's like they're definitely athletic, but the ones who really know kung fu, you can tell on film. You could tell. And I don't care what he says. Liang Jiaran, Beardy, that dude knew kung fu. He tried to say, I didn't know, I just worked hard at the choreography. Bull crap. That dude was way too good to really not know kung fu. He must have studied something and just told them in the industry he didn't know anything, so they would teach him more and put more on him. But man, Beardy, he was too amazing. It was some of the things that he was able to do that I witnessed him do to be like, you know what? You can't do that and not know something. He has always maintained all his life that he never knew kung fu, but he just took the choreography from the choreographers. Bull crap. Bull crap. Beardy knew kung fu, man. His timing was impeccable. And I always liked when they had him doing that iron cross with his fists. You know, he could fight like that dude was bad. And in that movie with Sammo Hung where he played in The Victim, and at the end when he's fighting Wilson Tong, who they call the Foot Doctor, man, Wilson Tong, he was doing them moves with his feet and he would get up on his toes and it's like, man, them guys be like, damn. Amazing martial artists, man. Amazing. Yeah, I think I got to do a kung fu film focus on The Victim. I don't think I did one on that film. I know I've done about 100 movies now, so it's like, you know, I have to come around and double check because I don't want to repeat. You know, there's so many to do, but I just know that I just keep bringing them. I keep bringing them. I put 2 titles up for the next. You know, next week I'm doing A Dining Dish, but the week after that I'm doing a film called Excelsior with Chang Yi from 1974, and then after that I'm doing a film. What is that? The Shaolin Ex-Monk. So yeah, moving right along. Moving right along. Yeah, Shamar says, great movements. He knew something. Yeah, of course he knew something, man. There's no way a guy did not know. Because there's martial artists from America who can't pick up on Chinese kung fu fight choreography easily. And people who have studied the arts for 20 years, you know what I'm saying? This guy walks in off the street and they teach him these movements and stuff, and he's fighting better than everybody else on the camera. Get out of here. No way, man. No way. Just amazing. Just amazing. Mm-hmm. So... Yeah, but see, for I don't know, Shogun 76 still out there. Shogun, did you see this film? Because you didn't respond earlier when I say I know you got this in your collection. But if Shogun don't have this one, he missing out, man. It's a damn good film. Damn good film. And I think like right now, we're gonna hear from my man, the Focus Ball.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit. Making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah, so Shogun is saying I have to look in my collection, but I've seen this before. Did you enjoy it, Shogun? You didn't make any comments tonight on the movie, so I don't know if you enjoyed it or not. But this show is very popular, man. I get more views for my Kung Fu Film Focus joints than any other content that I do. And it's really interesting because, you know, when I produce these, it's only a few people in the lives, but 2 or 3 days later, it'd be hundreds of views. I don't know if that's from people just thinking that it's the movie, but I've been doing this a long time, so I don't think it's just that. But people like Kung Fu films. They really do. And I enjoy talking about them. You know, I know Rack Reacher joined us early. I don't think he's still around, but at the same time, you know, when you guys, if you like the films like I do, man, you should participate a little more in the show. It makes it more fun. You know, Drew and I, we do that Nerds on Culture on Monday nights, and we get a lot out of it when there's more participation from the audience. when you guys, don't participate, it's not, it makes it more laborious, so I just wanted to say that and point that out, Shogun says, yo, Stormy, remember when collecting was fun? It never stopped being fun for me, brother. Never stopped being fun. Let me tell you what I got in the mail this week. I got A Man Called Tiger Blu-ray in the mail this week. Just recently got released. It's remastered with 2 versions of the movie from 1973. And that was a film that was originally supposed to star Bruce Lee, but he didn't want to work with Lo Wei, the director, anymore after Fist of Fury and Chinese Connection. And so he turned him down, A Man Called Tiger. And so, they ended up getting Jimmy Wong Yu for the film. So, but that's what's happening, But I enjoy these movies to the fullest, man. I really do. And when you guys participate with me, it makes me feel even better about it, But, yeah, we're going to get ready to get on up out of here. Release you guys to your evening. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. I appreciate everybody who participated. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we'll hit you up next time.